Today we have Eric Spielrein, Secretary General of RCI Bank, a captive of Renault Nissan Alliance, with us. Eric is going to talk to us about the biggest threats, challenges and opportunities that he sees for the motor finance industry in Europe. Eric, I understand that you think one of the main threats for the motor finance industry is prudential regulation. Would you like to tell us about that to start with?
Well, indeed. Under that prudential threat, I think first about the liquidity restrictions that are introduced by Basel III and the CRD IV. The measures are fairly much standardized at this stage, and I think it would be useful to consider an adaptation and regulations that are proportionate in consideration of the activities and business model of participants in the market.
And more specifically, what would you have in mind in terms of things that would need to be changed or taken into account by European regulators?
Well, there are several examples. The first one, for instance, is the classification of auto securitization or asset-backed securities to be classified as high HQLA, high-quality liquid assets, in order to attract investors on such instruments. The other opportunity would be a calibration of the LCR and of certain technical of its aspects to allow adequate relief for finance companies that are a specific business model, including factoring, leasing, consumer credit, auto finance, and so forth.
Okay, thank you for that. So apart from the prudential aspects, are there other threats, challenges that you see in terms of regulation?
Well, another one regards distribution or intermediation. Obviously, consumer protection is necessary and is needed. However, if it's overemphasized and creates a unreasonable burden, it will restrict the offer, both from a quantitative and qualitative standpoints, and I'm not sure that it is in the best interest of the consumers.
Okay, and at the end of the day, within this regulatory climate, do you see any opportunities emerging, and what kind of conditions would you need to be able to make the most of these opportunities?
Well, I think it's important for the industry, and specifically, but not solely for the automotive finance industry, to leave some way for innovation and competition, which is in the interest ultimately of the consumers. One has to keep in mind that the financing of the car is the second highest budget for consumers, after obviously housing. So for quite some time looking forward, the market and the need for auto finance is there. Nevertheless, the providers must pay attention to the changes in the customer behavior, their expectation, and also make the best use of technological developments. There are some illustrations in terms of behavior. Customers are now more interested in mobility rather than the purchase of the car, or it's a trend. Their expectation is for flexibility, for easy access, and high quality of service. In terms of technology, obviously there is internet, but there is also what we call digitalization, that is zero paper, like automatic or distant signature. Now, all those elements are linked, that is the behavior, the expectation, the technology, all contribute to innovation and reaching those opportunities. And that's where there will be, I think, positive development in the auto finance business. However, there is one major provision, that is regulations and the legal environment must be kept at a reasonable level in order not to prohibit, in fact, that competition and that innovation.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric. So what we need is a regulatory environment that doesn't stifle the business but allows it to develop.
Stable and proportionate.
Okay, thank you very much.